Guys, welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to do something simple, a simple solitaire. We're going to use some tools, a very beginner-friendly ring, just to show the dynamic of the software and a few tools that are basic tools. So let's start. So over here on the right side, you're going to see that you have a bunch of tools, and this is the the jeweler's bench. Over here, this first tool is the ring size builder. I'm not gonna show you one by one tool and what they do because that is not gonna be useful for you. You're gonna see all the tools and then you're gonna forget about it. So better if we start designing something and you're gonna see the tool working, and of course you can apply that in another designs. So let's start for the ring size builder. We'll click on it and you're gonna have all those possibilities. So over here you have the ring size from UK. This one I'm not sure. Europe, yeah. UK, US, Asia, Japan, and customize. Customize is when you have a ring and you don't know exactly the size and your client wants the size to be exactly like the ring that they gave you. You measure the inside of the ring and you type the measurement here. But for today, we're gonna go USA size. We're gonna do size 6.5, which is the most standard size. Standard could be from 6.5 to 7. It's the most if you are designing uh, for sell and not only for order, that would be the standard size. So over here, you have an option of define top plane when it's checked. When it's not checked, the plane goes away. So we're going to define a plane. And over here, you can type the height that you want, or you can do over here. For this ring, which is kind of a standard, trending now 5.5 millimeters height, which is from the finger to the top. And also, after we put our stone, you can bring the stone up and down or down, depending on the look, depending on the need of the, the height. Everything else planes, I don't play with that because for this, we don't need, we just need this top and number of points and starting points. We don't need that either because it's gonna be just the top needed. So you click OK, and we have our 6.5 finger size. So now we click here and go to the stone, and we're gonna put a stone there. Over here, we're gonna see material, which the stone by default is gonna be diamond. If you click here in the white hand, the hand is gonna turn red, means that you have to pick something from the menu. Over here, you have precious metals, precious stones, ornamental stones. So precious metals, we do that later. Let's go to stones only. Precious stones, we have rubies, emerald, sapphire, white diamonds, black diamonds. Usually I use this one here. For ornamental stones, you have all those stones and colors that you can pick from. You have, it's delaying a little bit to load, but you have all this that you can choose from. For pearls, we have few colors of pearls. You have plastic, Plastic usually I use when, let's say, I am designing a ring that has a onyx on it, and then I'll design the stone and I apply the black plastic color or a turquoise. This works well with turquoise also. Usually I don't use much this plastic colors. Metals, we're not gonna play with this right now. That would be for another tutorial. But you know, you have bronze, copper, brass, and this is important because when you are designing something that you want another metal, you can come over here, pick up the metal, and that is going to give you the weight of your model in that specific metal. For metals, and then we have marbles. Marble, you can, you know, sometimes you are designing something and you want to put in a piece of your ring in a piece of marble. So you can design a block and put the marble color, marble effect. And then wood, the same thing. But mostly we're gonna work is precious metals and precious stones. So right now we're doing stones. You double click the diamond and you see the diamond there. And you see white diamond here. If I do ruby, you're gonna see that we have the ruby there. Go back to diamond. So now this first is going to be the shape of the stone. When you click over here, the drop down show all the shapes that it's available to us. And if you don't know the millimeters of the stones or the carats, you can go online and look for the charts. They have all kind of charts for all the type of stones. So you save, make a copy available to you with the millimeters sizes. Uh, this second one would be for gemstones, princess cut, simple cut, cabochon, and violet. We're not going to play with those right now. We're going to do just a diamond cut. And this is when you are doing a specific shape of stone. And I'm going to teach you guys later, or show you guys later, how to make a stone yourself in your specific shape. We're going to use that. So for right now, we're going to do a round, a diamond. Let's go. This is going to be for the size of the diamond, the diameter. And this is for the carat. Usually those three ones I don't touch because the most important is the diameter or the carat. Usually I go by diameter because when you receive an order from a client, they will let you know the size of the center stone. So it's important that, or more common, for you to use the diameter of the stone. Okay, so we're gonna go for 1 carat with a 6.5 millimeters diameter. We go green, and there we have our stone. So as you see here, every time I do anything on my model, it's gonna record here on our tree history. The stone, the ring size, when I click here, you see that highlights there, or I can click over here and you see highlights here. Okay, so over here, when you right click, you're gonna see a drop down menu, and you're gonna see a bunch of options for you. I don't do zoom in and I don't do this because I don't need, but hiding, showing, and freezing, it's important because let's say hide, oh, you're hiding, I'm sorry, I'm hiding the ring size builder. let's show the builders, let's do the stone. So let's say I want to design something and the stone is in the middle. I can come over here, hide, and then I can design freely. But sometimes you want to design something that you need to see what you are designing or around of what you are designing. So you freeze, and then if you come over here, you try to pick, it's not going to pick the stone. And this also you can do on the keyboard. You click once and it's going to show the stone. You click once, disappears, hides. Once more, it freezes. And once more, it's going to bring back. So that's for now. Over here, you see this square around. This is, you can leave like this and you can bring open or more narrow. Usually I use like this unless you have a very big history, and then as you open it comes this way, and then you have to open here to see everything that you have there. But it's not this case because, as I said, this ring is a simple ring. And what else? Well, that's all for now there. So since you have the stone now, we're gonna go and do the shank. I like to do my rings upright like this. This is home. You always click and always gonna give you this view of your model. So I like to do upright like this. And when you are doing a sketch, I like to do my sketches on this OXZ view. So I click my plane, click on sketch, and here we are inside the tools for the sketch. Every time you do a sketch, you're gonna have, you're gonna make the profile, and then you're gonna get out of here and then do the 3D, the 3D. So right now, again, I'm not gonna explain tool by tool here because it doesn't make sense. Let's do one by one, and it's easier for you to understand what each tool will do if we design something. That's gonna make more sense for you seeing than learning what each tool will do. So the first step that you do to have a sketch would be this first tool here is symmetrical. As you see, you can design this way or you can design this way, and the points are going to be to the other side. So me personally, I like to design this way in this position. Here, you're going to do the shape that you want. In this case, I'm going to do my shape half round, but you can do square, you can do any shape actually you want. It doesn't matter what shape. It matters what your client wants, what you want to design, and you do it. So in this case here, we have the shape. I'm happy with that. So it's not necessary for you to do this shape exactly the size that you want, because when you go out, I'm going to show you with the sweeping wizard that you can change the size. But just to show you what you can do, if you decide to have the shape and the size that you want, you come over here in scale, and then you're going to have this menu here. As you see here, it's proportional and symmetrical. they are checked. So if I uncheck proportional, I am going to do just one side, up or down. If I leave proportional checked, it's going to be both sides. If I uncheck both, I will have just one side moving, or I can have, for height, I can have both, or if I decide to do one side, I move here, or I move here. As you see, just one side moves, right? So for this tutorial, let's do, because I decided already that I want to do the shank, the top of the shank, 2.5 by 1.5. So let's do this with 2.5, uncheck proportional, and do 1.5 for the height. That's what we have. And then we click OK and get out, and you have our shank there. So now we're gonna run this profile to the shank. We get the ring size builder, and this is the tool that I told you about. I love this tool. It's an amazing tool, powerful, and I use for basically everything. So you click on it, and you're gonna have the menu there. Caps and, oh, first, let's do material. When you click the right hand, it's going to give you the menu for metals and stones, as you see before, you saw before. So over here we have the stones, but if I click this plus sign, we're going to open all the metals that are available to us: 18, 14, 9, 22 karat, platinum, and silver. For this tutorial, let's do gold, 14, and then when you click on the carat, it's going to give you the colors, a choice of yellow, pink, and white. Let's do this one white. You double click, and you have there white gold, 14 karat. For caps and, in this case, doesn't matter because it's going to be one whole shank. But if we're going to make, let's say, half shank, that would matter, because if we uncheck that, the ends of the shape is going to be open, and we cannot work with open shanks, open shapes in general. They have to be solid. So we're going to need to close anyway. Later on in another videos, I will show you sometimes you can do open shank. I'm sorry, open caps end for some shapes, but this is not the case. Most of the time, we work with closed shapes. Create one single surface is important, because if later on you decide that you want to extract a curve from this shape, it's better if you have one single surface than maybe one cut here, some cut somewhere, and then you have to come back here and fix it. So we do one single surface. This, we don't need to play this now. You don't need to reverse a direction. And over here, this, it's already checked for us, because when we started, we clicked in there, so it's already there. Our rail is the ring size builder. Second is going to be the section, the profile from our shank. So you click plus, and you have a section 1. You click the little hand, and you click the profile that we made before, and you see the profile is there on the top. Over here, we have a few things you can do with that profile. This first one is to move the profile around in case you are going to do something, different sizes of profile. You can put the profile where you want. This one, I don't play with it because it's not important for me. This one is nice when you have to move your profile around. But for this one, most of the time when I work with a shank, if I have a shank, as you see here, our shank is straight, right? So if I have a shank, let's say you are making a band or jacket when you have to follow the shape or existing ring, and the shape goes like this. I could move this over here, but I prefer moving this shape, and also we'll do that in another video. I'm going to show you how to manipulate this shape to have the perfect shape that you want. So for this tutorial, we're going to do zero, zero, everything in the middle. Over here, also, you have the choice of changing the angle. Over here, the size. That's where I said before, if you didn't design this profile in the right size that you wanted, you can over here give the size that you want, and maybe later on you decide that you want a little bigger or a little smaller, you can change over here. So right now I'm gonna leave mine as is because I decided already before, but I want to do the bottom of the shank a little smaller or tapered than the top. So I'm going to click one more section, section 2. I'm going to get the little hand, get my profile, bring this second profile all the way to the bottom. Doesn't need to be exact, okay? All the way to the bottom. And over here, I want to be, I'm going to uncheck the keep ratio. I want to be 2 by 1.5. I'm going to leave the height as is. So now we're good to go. We click OK, and you have your ring. So as you see here, it's slightly tapered, but when you look over here, it's one whole piece. So I'm okay with that. Let's hide this just to unclutter the display. And now we're going to work with the setting for the ring. So we have two options here. You could design the prong on the profile of the prong, not the profile, the prong itself here. And then when you want to change, you move around, or you can add a plane to the ring. I'm going to show you how to add the plane because then when you need it, you know what to do. So you click on plane and you get it's facing you. If you see on the top like this, you bring this plane here and you can do 90 degrees here. It's going to snap straight there. And from the top view, you move this and you move to 45 degrees because that's where I want my prong to be. I'm going to make this 4 prongs, so the first prong is going to be exactly at 45 degrees. Over here, you can make it smaller if you want, just to visually be less cluttered, but it's up to you. So I'm okay with that. I don't need to play with this because it's for another thing. I don't need to play with that either. So I'm happy with the way it is. That's what we need. Click OK. So now we're gonna get the plane that we just made, go back to sketch mode, and you're gonna make our prong. We're gonna do one line, one curve, and you're gonna start clicking to give the shape. After you click, you do the first pass, you come over and fix as you like. You can make more rounded here, you can make straight. It's up to you, up to your client's order. That's, you can manipulate, and even after you run your profile on this curve and you don't like the look, you come over here and bring the points here and there, and you're gonna have as you like. So I'm okay with that right now. Let's just bring a little bit because it's kind of weird. So let's click OK. Leave the sketch area. We can also hide this plane. You don't need that for now. To hide, you just press once. You press once your space bar and it's going to hide for you. So now we need a profile to run in our curve. For this, you have two options. You can create your own profile, or you can come over here, bring this open, and choose over here. These are pre-made for us. It's available, a lot of different shapes. I usually don't use those shapes much, but some people think they are convenient. So, you know, it's at least it's something that's available to you. And you have here. So let's go with the round shape. Click OK. And let's close this for now. So now we have the round shape here. You're gonna click the curve, go again to the sweeping wizard, click on it, and we're gonna have it again. So remember when I told you I don't like to use on the shank? For the prong is different for me because of prongs, once I design the shape of the curve that I like, I can manipulate the shape, the profile of the prong here and there as it looks better for me. And for that, it's okay to manipulate here with the wizard. So we click create one surface. It's not gonna change much for us with the prong, but you know, it's always good for you to get used to click everything, create one single surface, because you never forget. You know, sometimes I don't need, but it's like automatic for me, and I just click on it and whatever. So over here, you click the section list. So now you click a plus to have our section. Click the hand and the round shape that we got before. Let's come over here and get, for the bottom of this prong, I'm gonna have 0.9. We don't need much than 0.9. And I'm gonna bring a little bit inside like that. And I'm gonna create another section for the top. Let's bring all the way to the top. Since we are designing a prong for a 1-carat diamond, it's not a big diamond, but you know, it's It's something that you have to make a prong a little stronger, because after casting, polishing, setting, if you make a prong very thin, it's going to end up in nothing, and then your client could lose the stone. So usually for this kind of stone, I'll make 1.1 or 1.2 millimeters. Let's go 1.2. Over here, let's move again, because if you leave like this after we run, let me hide this, freeze this. So see, my first shape, my first profile is here, my second profile is there. If I don't move this, when I run, it's gonna be like this, and it's gonna be way too inside of the stone. So let's move a little bit out, and I think it's okay here. And let's run it. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Maybe you can do a little bit out, because even though if you look on your design and you say, well, but this is going to be, the prong is going to be too out for the stone. Remember, this is a design that's supposed to go and work perfect after printing, casting, polishing. So if you do too tight, the prong is gonna, it's gonna be hard for the setter do the diamond, and then the prong goes too much out. It's not ideal. The diamond has to fit almost perfect to the prong, and this, after all the steps that I said, it's gonna be just perfect. So this little bit that you leave, it's going to be enough for shrinkage, for everything. So here, I usually, when I do one prong, I like to do it all the way. And by that, I mean, see this flat top? I don't like that. So I get this, come back here, and I'll do this tool, multi-bulge. I click on it. The first is going to be the surface. The second is gonna give me the option of the height. So I just want a little bit. I don't wanna make too much taller than this. Click OK, and the finish is a little nicer. So over here, for us to make 4 prongs, you have 2 options. I can do mirror through this plane, click OK, and then I press Control down, click both, mirror again, and now we want to mirror from here to here. So the plane is going to be this one, because it has to be across. So there you go, it's there. This is one way for us to do this. Let me undo that and show you the second way. Second way is you click on the prong, come over here on circular duplication, click on it, and over here you see that you have, it's going to be always 10 copies, it's by default, but you can put over here how many copies you like. So in our case, it's going to be 4, and it's going to be right there. All 4 prongs in 45 degrees, perfect. But we could do 6 if you want. But again, if you do 6, you're going to see from top view that it's going to be crooked. Why? Because when I did the first prong, I did 45 degree, right? So if you design something that is supposed to be for 4 prongs, and then your client decides that they want 6 prongs, You just come over here. Let's say I had 6 prongs. You click on, come over here and move and rotate and scale. You're going to rotate and boom. You have 6 prongs correctly. No crooked, nothing. Perfect. Let's go back there. We don't want a 6 prongs for this. You want a 4. So we undo, get a circular duplication. Let's do 4. Click OK, and we are okay with that. Let me bring back the shank to look nicer. So, okay, we're almost there, but now we cannot leave a setting like this. This is not strong enough to hold a diamond. So we need a bezel under here. We click the stone or a belt. You come over here in belts. This is for belts, this is for claws, this is prong setting, bezel, but all this we're gonna see in the next tutorials. For now, we're gonna use just belts. You click belts. You're gonna see when I click there, it gives me 2 belts. We don't need this one. You don't want this one. Come over here on the bottom belt, click on, unchecked, create the bottom belt. So disappeared. Go back to the top belt, and if you uncheck here, see top belt always also will disappear. You want it? We want a round, and since we have 1 carat stone, 6 millimeters too thin, let's go to 0.85 millimeters. It's not too thick, not too thin, and we are good with that. So 0.85. Now, if you look, let me hide this. If you look over here, if we leave this belt as is, you're going to see that the stone is sinking in on this belt. We don't want this because when the setter is going to set the stone and he has to fit the stone perfectly, he will need to cut the belt. The belt is already thin, so we cannot cut this belt. What do? You come over here to the top, first option, and you make the belt a little bigger. This belt, see, it's under there. We don't want showing metal under the stone either. So you're going to go just big enough to not show anything under. And now you see that's a little better. It's still inside a little bit. Let's bring this down. And now the setter won't cut anything from our belt. So I'm okay with that. Let's click on belts there. Let's bring the prongs back. And there we have it. We have the ring. So as you see, it's a simple ring, but you learned a lot of tools. You learned sweeping twice. You learned the belts, how to do the prongs, everything, the shapes. Let's hide this. So for me, when I finish the design, that will be the design finished. If that was an order from a client, I would hide this, and then I'll send my client pictures from my phone, because the way I work with my clients, I have clients for years, in years, so this is just technical. So I'll send them a picture from my screen from my phone. You might want to make maybe pictures one by one, with technical drawing, which I can do another video from this tool alone and show you how to do the pictures in case you want to make, I can say, more fancy or professional, you name it. But it's something that you can do and send screenshots in one whole paper, or one whole paper with each position, top or side view, isometric. It's up to you. I do like this because when you are busy, it has to be quick, so it's fast enough for me to just take a picture, send it to my client via message. They will say, okay, Angela, I like this, change this and that, and I'll change it, send it, picture back, and you're done. Maybe in 15, 20 minutes, we're done with everything, and that speed up your process and your job. But up to you. So this is done, and next time I'll show you all that. So, okay, let me show you now. If you want to make, most of the time when we finish, now, especially now that the gold is so high, uh, clients want to know ahead what's the weight of the piece. So we do a Boolean, and then we get the weight of the piece. So we click here, Control down, click all the pieces, and Boolean. Boolean, sometimes we have a nice piece like this with no problem. Sometimes it's very picky, doesn't want a Boolean for you. So you have to sometimes Boolean one by one, piece by piece, and for sure, next tutorials, you're gonna find a time that's not gonna Boolean, and then I'm gonna show you what I mean by that, doing piece by piece. But so far, it worked for us, so great. We have one whole piece, and we click the ring, and over here, the little weight, you click on it, and it's gonna open the menu for you to give the weight of that piece. So we know that you have already in 14 karat gold white. So you click on it, and this ring is going to be about 2.55 grams in 14 karat white. If we're going to, let's say your clients say, okay, I changed my mind and I want yellow. So let's undo this. And to do yellow, you click on it, come over here. I'll show you in another tutorial how to put the tools here. But all those tools that I have here, because I work with them very often, they are all here. So don't worry. I'm looking on mine here. Yours might not even show any tools here like is showing mine. This is because I added here, okay? So if you don't see on yours, don't worry. This is normal because all of them are here. So you click in your piece, you come over here in this palette, set material, and you can change over here for the color that you want. Let's say the client wants yellow gold. Double click on yellow gold, green it, and you have the ring in yellow gold. So now you can get the weight for the yellow gold as the same way as you did with the white one. Click on it, and it's going to be the same weight, 2.55 grams in yellow gold. Okay, so let's undo this. Undo again, you're going to have the white one again. So yeah, guys, this is it. As I said, it's a very simple ring, but for a person that is starting, when I started about 20 years ago, and at first I got the software, for me, all those tools were like, you know, mystical creatures. I could not figure for nothing. It was for me. I don't know if it's the same experience that you have, but for me was a nightmare. But little by little, you're gonna get. If you're starting now, keep going, keep watching tutorials. There's other tutorials on YouTube. It's very useful. Other people are doing tutorials. Look, find them, watch them. Don't give up. You're going to get there. And if it's hard for you now, you're going to see in few months, if you keep going, you're going to see, oh my gosh, this is so simple. For me, it was so hard. And then one day, little by little, I said, oh my gosh, this is easy. And, today I do complex rings, and you don't even think, you just go over there and you know exactly where everything is, and you get it, and that's it. It's like people say, it's second nature. So don't worry if you're struggling now, don't give up. It's not hard. It's like everything in life, you have to put yourself to learn, and it pays if you are consistent. You're going to learn. And 3Design is a wonderful software. There's other great softwares in the market. I say this is wonderful because that's the one I know. I've learned, and I work with this software for more than 20 years. So I just love the way it's easy and gives you a perfect result. So yeah, this is it for us today. And if you were with me to the end, thank you very much. I really appreciate your attention, your patience. I'm sorry about my accent. I hope it's not too annoying for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the words that I might said wrong, but English is not my first language, so it's sometimes it's very hard. But I hope that was useful for you. And if you want to stick around and see the next videos, I will be posting regularly. Uh, More beginners, and then an intermediate, and you go from there. So thank you very much for being with me. And if you if you like, you could subscribe, you could give me a like. That will help, because this is my very first tutorial, and I hope and I will be doing more tutorials for you guys, for whomever is interested. And any like, any comment, and if you are more experienced and you said you saw something that I did and you say, no, this is not what it is, just comment, give me a ring, and let's talk, because we can do this channel like a community where everybody can share their thoughts, their pictures, their comments. We're trying to grow and learn together. So let's do this. And again, this is all for me. So thank you very much, guys, for being with me. And I'll see you next time. And keep designing, okay? Bye.